Hello and welcome to Unit 1, Concept 2, Lesson 5. Remember that you should be filling in your guided notes as we go. So scholars will solve equations with no solution, those are called null sets, and with infinite solutions, those are called identities, and make sense of those solutions. That is what we're going to be doing today. So let's start with our lesson. The price for boarding a dog at 3 different kennels are described below. You'll find all of these in your guided notes. Duke's Kennel charges a flat fee of $40 for manners lessons, $16.25 per day to board the dog, and $8.50 per day for playtime with the dog. Lakeside Kennels charges a flat fee of $40 for manners lessons, $15.25 per day to board the dog, and then $9.50 per day for playtime with the dog. And finally, Sunbrook Kennels. They charge a flat fee of $45.99 for manners lessons, $18 per day to board the dog, and $6.75 per day for playtime with the dog. So, let's look at some questions about these. You board your dog at Duke's Kennel and pay $136.75. Assume you get manners lessons and playtime for your dog each day. How many days did your dog stay at the kennel? So let's think about how we write these. So first we need to define our variable. Our variable is going to represent how many days did your dog stay at the kennel. Okay? How many days? And I'm going to use X to represent it. So I know I spent $163.75. So I know whatever it is, it's going to end up equaling $163.75. So let's figure out our charges. We have a flat fee of $40 for manners lessons. And then we have $16.25 per day and $8.50 per day. So I know I'm going to say, but anytime I see per day, I know I'm going to multiply with my X. So I have $16.25 per day and $8.50 per day. And then my flat fee of $40. So, how are we going to solve this? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to combine some like terms. This term and this term right here can be combined. So I have I'm writing them. 16.25 plus 8.5 gives me 24.75x. Remember, we combine them. All we're doing is adding our coefficients. Plus 40 equals 163.75. In this case, all I did was combine like terms. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to get rid of that plus 40. So I'm going to use some subtraction. So I've got 24.75x plus 40 minus 40 equals 163.75 minus 40. Remember, this is SPE. So I'm going to combine my like terms again. In this case, I end up with 24.75x equals 123.75. Now I still need to figure out what x equals. So I'm going to use my division property of equality. And I'm going to divide both sides by 24.75. Remember, you guys can use calculators for this. I can bring this up here just because I'm out of space. And I get x equals 5. So what does that mean? That means my dog stayed at the kennel for 5 days. So now let's look at this. We decided to board our dog at Lakeside Kennels and pay $213.25. Assume you got your manners lessons and your playtime for the dog. How many days did your dog stay? So once again, our variable is going to be how many days did your dog stay? We're going to use Y in this case, okay? So we're looking at Lakeside Kennels now. So we have some different numbers. So we have $40 for manners lessons, $15.25 to board the dog, $9.50 for playtime. And these are our per days. So take a minute and pause to see if you can write this equation. Okay, so I have 15.25y plus 9.5y plus 40 equals 213.25. If you did not get this, please take a minute and check to see where you made your mistake. You see this part came from right here. This part came from right here. This part came from right there. And that part right there. So all this goes right back to my original problem. So now let's work on solving this. First thing we do is combine my like terms. So when I combine the 15.25y and the 9.5y, I get 24.75y plus 40 equals 213.25. Again, I was collecting or combining like terms. Next, I'm going to subtract 40 from both sides. 24.75y plus 40 minus 40 equals 213.25 minus 40. And that is my subtraction property of equality. When I subtract that, I'm going to end up with 24.75y equals $173.25. Next, I'm going to use my division property of equality. Divide both sides by 24.75. This is my division property of equality. And I end up with y equals 7. Put down your calculator if you need to. So one more question. Now we're at Sunbrook Kennels. And we're going to do the same thing. We end up paying $144.99. We pay for our manners lessons and our playtime. How many days did your dog stay at the kennel? So, this time to pause this and try to write your equation. You should have gotten this equation. 18x plus 675x plus 45.99 equals 144.99. We are going to follow the same pattern we've been doing. And we are going to solve this as 24.75x plus 45.99 equals 144.99. I'm going to subtract my 45.99 from both sides. 24.75x equals $99. Then I'm going to divide each side by 24.75. And I end up with x equals 4. So the dog spent 4 days at the kennel.